Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me Fatma Khan Business Wali. I am a student of Rehan AI Teachers Training Institute Batch 22. So today I will talk with ChatGPT about the topic how to find your unique voice. So let's start. Hello ChatGPT.
Hey, I'm here and ready to help. What's on your mind today?
So today we will discuss about the topic how to find your unique voice. So my first question is this. When you hear the word creativity, so what do you think? What is creativity?
Ooh, that's a great starting point. I think creativity is really about connecting dots in new ways, taking your experiences, your perspective, and expressing them in a way that feels fresh or personal. It's kind of like a mix of imagination and authenticity. What about you? How do you see it?
Okay, I see. Like your answer is right.
I'm
O-
glad that resonates with you. And I
Okay,
think what's cool is that, yeah,
okay,
exactly. No worries. If anything else pops into your head, like a follow up or another angle you want to explore, I'm all ears. Just let me know how you'd like to go deeper.
my next question is this: Do you think everything has a unique voice, or is it something we develop over time? What do
Ooh,
you
that's
think?
a I think it's a mix. I mean, some things naturally have a distinct voice, like a forest or a culture or even a piece of music, while other times we really cultivate that unique voice as we grow, experiment, and express ourselves. So I guess both. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, right. Okay, so how did you personally start exploring your creative ideas?
Yeah, for me, it kind of started with just being super curious about everything, like trying out different hobbies, writing down random ideas, even dabbling in art. And I think the more I let myself play, the more I started to recognize my own voice. So it was kind of a gradual unfolding. What about you? Was it similar or was there a spark moment for you?
Yeah, is it similar? So my next question is this: What challenges do people usually face when trying to express themselves creativity?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think a big one is self doubt, like second guessing whether your ideas are good enough. And sometimes it's just a lack of practice or fear of judgment from others. But I think over time, you kind of learn to push past that and just trust yourself. What about you? Have you hit any of those bumps?
Yeah, you're right. So, my next question is this: How can someone overcome the fear of being judged while sharing their ideas?
Yeah, that's really tough. But I think a big step is starting small, like sharing with a trusted friend or a small supportive group, so the stakes feel lower. And also remembering that everyone who's creating something had to start somewhere. Over time, that fear kind of shrinks, especially when you see even small wins. What helps you, do you think?
Yeah, same. Okay, my next question is this: Where do you usually find inspiration for your ideas?
Ooh, good one. I usually get inspired from a mix. Sometimes it's just daily life, like a conversation or a walk outside. Other times it's books, art, or even just random things online, like Pinterest or podcasts. Where do you usually look for inspiration?
Okay, my next question: Was there a moment when you realized this is my style, this is me?
Yeah, actually, I had this moment when I was writing a blog post. I'd been experimenting with different tones, and suddenly I realized I was really speaking from a place that felt personal and natural. That was a big turning point. And since then, I've tried to lean into that voice. Have you ever had a moment like that?
Same. Okay, my next question is this: Have you experienced a creative block? How did you deal with it?
Oh, absolutely. I've definitely had those moments where I just felt stuck. What helped me was taking a step back. Like, I'd do something totally different, like a walk, or just consume other creative stuff without pressure. And eventually the ideas started trickling back. What about you? Have you got a go to move when you're blocked?
Okay, my next question is this: Do you think social media help people to find their voice or distract them?
Ooh, that's a really interesting balance. I think it can do both. Like, on one hand, you can connect with so many people, get feedback, and find inspiration. But on the other hand, it's easy to get sucked into comparison or just distraction. So I think it's all about balance and being intentional with how you use it.
Okay, my next question is this: Can creativity be learned, or is this something you're born with?
That's a classic debate. I think creativity is definitely something you can learn and cultivate. Sure, some people might have a natural inclination, but skills, techniques, and confidence all grow with practice. So I think anyone can tap into it. What's your take?
Yeah. Okay, what daily habits can help someone become more creative?
Oh, great question. I think a few habits really help, like setting aside regular time for free writing or brainstorming, staying curious by consuming a variety of art or media, and just giving yourself permission to experiment without worrying about the outcome. What about you? Do you have any daily creative routines?
Okay, so how can we improve our voice?
Great question. I think a big part of improving your voice is just staying consistent. So keep practicing, keep creating, and also pay attention to what feels authentic to you. You can experiment with different styles, get feedback from others you trust, and over time, that unique voice just sharpens. What kind of voice are you aiming for?
Yeah. Okay, how do you turn a simple idea into something impactful?
Ooh, I love that. I think it starts with really zooming in on what matters, like find the core emotion or insight behind the idea. Then you build layers, maybe a story, a strong visual, or a personal anecdote so it connects more deeply. And don't be afraid to simplify. Sometimes the most impactful things are really distilled and clear. What kind of idea are you working with?
Okay, my next question is this: what advice would you give to beginners who are still searching for their voice?
I'd say be patient with yourself. Try lots of different things write, draw, speak, just experiment without pressure. And also pay attention to what excites you. Those sparks of curiosity are often a big clue. And remember, your voice evolves. It's okay if it takes time.
Okay, so my next question is this: what makes someone's voice truly unique?
Ooh, I think it's a mix of their experiences, their perspective, and the way they express themselves. Like it's not just about the words, but how they put them together, the rhythm, the tone, and even the quirks they have. So it's really this authentic blend of who they are. What do you think makes yours unique?
Okay, if someone lost creativity, where should they start?
Yeah, that's a really common feeling. I'd say start with something super low stakes, just a small, playful exercise, maybe a doodle, a free write, or just a short walk outside. And give yourself permission not to judge the result. Just reconnect with the process, and slowly that spark will come back.
Okay, so do you think comparing yourself with others affect creativity? Why or why not?
Yeah, I do think it can have a big impact. Like if you're constantly measuring yourself against others, it can really dim your confidence or make you feel stuck. But at the same time, you can also use others as inspiration. So I think the key is balance. Admire, but don't let it pull you off your own path. What do you think? Have you noticed that in your own journey?
Okay, so my last question is this: when do you usually find inspiration for your idea?
For me, it's kind of all over the place. Sometimes it's just in everyday conversations or a book I'm reading or even just a random walk outside. I guess it's really about staying open and curious to the little moments. How about you? Where do you usually get that sparked?
Okay, at last, what role does failure play in creative process?
Oh, I think failure is actually huge. It's almost like a hidden teacher. Every time something doesn't work out, you get a chance to learn, tweak, and grow. And honestly, a lot of breakthroughs come from those moments when things fail. So it's not the end, it's part of the whole creative journey.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you so much, ChatGPT.
You're so welcome.
So this is all about our conversation. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. Allah Hafiz.